Hello guys, welcome back to Let's Play Skyrim. We last left off... Oh, hello, Gabriella's right here.
Ah, at last. I've been anxiously awaiting your return.
Yes, so Gaius Maro is dead.
Yes, I know. As does Astrid. You have done well, and have earned both your reward and a bonus.
Brilliant.
Mentioned. But you should know that we have a more pressing matter to deal with. It's... Cicero. There's been an incident. You should proceed into the sanctuary. I'll let Astrid explain.
Oh no, what's Cicero been up to, the nutcase? Come on, let's find out what that crazy nut job...
Try to relax, Vizara. Let the elixir do its work. You'll feel better shortly.
What's happening?
Thank you, dear. You are most kind. The Jester's cut feels as bad as it looks, I'm afraid.
Damn it, this never should have happened.
What is going on?
We knew better and still we let our guards down. Ugh!
I'll admit, even I'm having a hard time disagreeing with you.
Marrow is dead, I know, but we've got bigger problems right now.
What is going on? What? Something happened about Cicero? What's he up
The
to?
fool went absolutely berserk. He wounded Vizara, tried to kill me, and then he fled.
What?
I knew that lunatic couldn't be trusted.
Oh, it's true, I'm afraid. Cicero was a little whirlwind, slashing this way and that. It would have been funny if he weren't trying to murder us all.
Oh, yes.
Get the ranting and raving about the Night Mother, how she was the true leader of the Dark Brotherhood, and Astrid was just a pretender.
Okay.
Look, we've got to deal with this situation. You've got to deal with this situation.
Me? Why is it always me? Look at you, you're a full guild full of dudes. Why is it always me? What do you want me to do?
I want you to find that miserable little fool and end his life.
Right.
But first, find my husband. Make sure he's all right. After the attack, Arnbjorn flew into a rage. When Cicero left, Arnbjorn went after him. They disappeared into the wild. Search Cicero's room. Maybe there's something in there that sheds some light on where he might have gone. Let me know the minute you find something. I've got to see to Vizara and calm everyone down.
Okay.
By a fool. Who's the fool now,
Hush, Vizara. You were very brave. Astrid may well be dead if not for you.
She's right. I'll be forever in your debt, dearest brother. Now be quiet. Just
What happened, Babette? You're busy. Right, let's see what crazy Cicero's been up to. Cicero, you are a crazy. What were you doing? Is this where you sleep? What's on the table? Cicero's Journal, Volume 1. Volume 3. The final volume. Where's Volume 1? What kind of hammer is that? Nothing special. Okay, no problem. What is this? Iron ore. I'll take the iron ore. Aha! Aha! Right, Journal 1. Let's read Cicero's journals. 18th of Evening Star, 4th Era, 186. As I begin this new phase of my life, I have decided to finally keep a journal. So much has happened to me thus far, both within the Brotherhood and without. When I think there is no record of what has transpired, it almost seems an affront to Sithis himself. So I am determined to make it amends. Yes, the Dark Brotherhood has its own scribes and chroniclers, but it is their solemn task to record those events deemed important to the organization as a whole. Let this volume serve as a personal record of one man, a lowly assassin who has pledged his blade and his life for the Dark Brotherhood. 23rd of Evening Star, 4th Era, 186. I have arrived safely in the Chedenhall Sanctuary, and I have been greeted warmly by Rasha and the others. Indeed, the level of support and acceptance shown by my new family is rather overwhelming. For this sanctuary knows suffering, knows sorrow, for the ghosts of purification still haunt its halls. So who better to understand the plight of a brother who has lost home and heart? Who better to comfort those whose sanctuary is no more? The Bruma sanctuary may be gone, but my dearest brothers and sisters will live forever in my dreams, just as their souls live forever by the dread father's side. First of Rain's Hand, 4th era, 187. Completed the Baroness contract, she died well, her handmaidens less so. 12th of Rain's Hand, 4th era, 187. Cheydinhal suits me. With the destruction or abandonment of the other sanctuaries, our contracts are plentiful, as are our bonuses. Still, we seem to be losing our footholds throughout Tamriel at an alarming rate. There are rumours that the Black Hand is split on our continued direction. Some favour expansion, others consolidation. My personal feeling is that the Dark Brotherhood needs to, at very least, maintain the illusion of being everywhere at once. It has been exceedingly difficult to fulfill, or even establish, contracts in provinces where we no longer have a physical presence, like Hammerfell. The more we ignore Tamriel, the more people lose faith in the Dark Brotherhood, our power, our services, our dedication to the Void. 27th of Rain's Hand, 4th era, 187. The listener, Alyssane Dupre, has been visiting with us for several days, down from her private residence in Bravil. She and Rasha have been discussing the possibility of reopening the Shadow-Scale training facility of Archon in Black Marsh, but ultimately decided we lacked the resources to follow through with the plan. 27th of Rain's Hand, that's the same day. 4th era, 187. Completed the arena contract. I ultimately decided to pose as a starstruck fan and immediately got into the Grand Champion's good graces. While escorting the arrogant fool through the great forest, I slashed his throat and left the corpse for the bears. Wow, okay. He's been busy, Cicero. I didn't think he was an assassin, but he is. All right, here we go. 7th of Sun's Height, 4th era, 188. Wayrest is lost. The city fell to Corsairs, and it's just a matter of time before the sanctuary is breached. May the Night Mother watch over her children in their hour of need. 5th of Last Seed, 4th era, 188. We received word today the Wayrest sanctuary was raided and destroyed by the Corsairs. There were no survivors. There are now only 3 active Dark Brotherhood strongholds remaining. The Cheydinhal Sanctuary, here in the Imperial Province, a remote sanctuary located in the forest in a forest in Skyrim, and the Corinth Sanctuary of Elsewhere. The Black Hand has ordered the Corinth Sanctuary closed and its members integrated into our own ranks here in Cheydinhal. I will embrace those new family members as warmly as I was when I first made my home here. 27th of Hearthfire, 4th era, 188. The situation in Bravil grows more dire. The city has erupted in violence due to a war of control being waged by Cyrodiil's 2 largest skooma traffickers. The listener, Alyssane Dupre, has been forced to employ sellswords to protect her own residence. 1st of Sun's Dusk, 4th era, 188. Things in Bravil have come to a head. The statue of the Lucky Lady has been destroyed, and Alyssane Dupre has left her residence to guard the crypt of the Night Mother. Hidden below the remains of the statue, if the crypt is discovered, Alyssane will, of course, protect the remains of the unholy matron until her dying breath. Rasha is sending Garnag and Andronica to aid the crypt's defense. I begged to accompany them, but Rasha wouldn't have it. He says my place is here defending this sanctuary, and I must of course respect that decision. 12th of Sun's Dusk, 4th Era, 188, botched my contract and forfeited the bonus. The silk merchant was already cold and was halfway through the window when her daughter stepped into the room. I had little choice at that point. 21st of Sun's Dusk, 4th Era, 188. So much has happened since my last entry. After Garnag and Andronica left for Bravil, we stopped receiving communications from the city. We feared the worst. This morning those fears were confirmed. When Garnag returned alone, transporting a most precious cargo, the great stone coffin of the Night Mother herself. The story Garnag told could curl the blood of even the most hardened of Sithis' servants. The crypt of the Night Mother raided, dear sister Andronica cut to pieces, and the listener herself, the most honoured Alizane Dupre, burned alive in a storm of mage fire. Garnag, though gravely injured, he will most certainly lose his right eye, managed to fend off the attackers and transport the Night Mother's coffin safely out of the city. He has been on the road making his way back here since that tragic night. Wow. What does his third book say? 23rd of Sun's Dusk, 4th Era, 188. Now that things have settled down, the reality of our situation has finally come to bear. We are a dark brotherhood without a listener. With no listener, the Black Sacrament will go unheard. Surely the Night Mother will speak to someone soon, thus choosing a new listener to take Alizane Dupre's place. Until that happens, though, we must take to the streets. We must hear the pleas of the desperate and vengeful. The people of Tamriel must never know that their prayers to the Night Mother are going unheeded. 24th of Morning Star, 4th Era, 189. It's a new year and 2 months since the Night Mother first arrived here at the Cheydinhall Sanctuary, and still the unholy matron has not seen fit to speak to any one of us. And so Rashar has decided to revive an ancient Dark Brotherhood tradition, the appointing of a keeper, a guardian whose sole duty is the safeguarding of the Night Mother's remains. The remaining members of the Black Hand will make their decision tomorrow. 25th of Morning Star, 4th Era, 189. I have been chosen. By some incomprehensible twist of fate, the Black Hand has named me the Night Mother's keeper. In all honesty, I am both incredibly honoured and deeply saddened. This means the end of my contracts. I'll be lucky to lift a blade again. Thankfully, Rashar has promised me one final contract before I accept my new duties. 30th of Morning Star, 4th Era, 189. The Jester lies dead. My final contract has been completed. Oh, how he laughed and laughed until he didn't. The 3rd of First Seed, 4th Era, 189. I have settled well into my new role as keeper. It is my duty not only keep the Night Mother's shrine clean and the candles lit, but to tend to the body as well. The Night Mother's crypt was a consecrated place, shroud kissed, absent of sunlight and safe from the world above. Removed from there, the remains are subject to filth and corruption of the living. The body is perfectly preserved, and so the concern is not physical but rather spiritual. The remains must be sanctified regularly, so that they may continue to serve as a conduit for the Night Mother's soul. Our matron's eternal spirit may travel the void freely, but it is through her own earthly remains that she communicates with the listener. And so I wash the corpse weekly with the requisite oils, recite the ancient incantations, and personally see to the extermination of any insects or rodents. If the Night Mother does not speak, it will be because she chooses not to, not because she is unable. This is my responsibility. This is my vow. 12th of mid-year, 4th Era, 189. Months and months and months, and no listener. Why won't the Night Mother speak to me? I am worthy as keeper, but not as listener. I protect Our Lady, keep her sanctified, but still she will not grace me with her voice. 4th of Sun's Height, 4th Era, 189. So long since I worked with my blade, so long since I saved a soul. But I am now keeper, no longer a taker. I think back fondly on my hours with the jester, his laughter, his screams, his pitiful cries, and then, as the end drew near, his laughter once more. Merry in death as well as life. I was honoured to know him. Right, well that's very interesting. So it looks like he took on the persona of the jester, which was his final contract, and that's why he's, well, all jester-like. But I suppose we haven't really come across why he's mad yet. I'm going to leave it there, actually, for today. We've got 2 more journals to read, but that will be for next time. So until then, guys, stay safe, take care of yourself, and goodbye.